So dear friends, I'm very thrilled to join you today for the launch of the first ever Youth Action Plan in EU External Action in Africa. And I couldn't think of a better location for this event than Tanzania. Thank you. So almost 3/4 of your population is under 30 years old. Today, when I had a meeting with the finance minister and also with the foreign minister, both of them actually refer to the young population of your country. Half of the population is under 17 years old. And of course, it means that you are very dynamic, very young nation, and I also think that Tanzania is a home of vibrant array of youth organizations and youth activists, and I know that some of them are also here today. And similar to the EU, Tanzania adopted its first youth policy back in the mid-90s. So Tanzania actually adopted it 1996 and the EU adopted it 93. So, dear friends, in short, Tanzania is young, Tanzania is motivated, and Tanzania is civic-minded. When I became a commissioner for international partnerships in December 2019, I put youth and education at the heart of my mandate. And one might ask that why? Because I'm a former teacher, because I was once a youth activist myself, and because I believe the single greatest investment the world can make today is in young people. Because you young people here today, you belong to the largest generation of young people in history. A generation that faces many global challenges, from climate change to conflict, and from pandemic disease to inequality. So of course you need to be part of shaping a fairer and greener and more peaceful future. And this is the idea behind the Youth Action Plan in External Action. This action plan builds strategic partnerships along 3 lines of action. First, engage. Secondly, empower. And thirdly, connect. So, engage. The EU is increasing young people's voices in policy and decision making. Young people had a voice in shaping the renewed EU-Africa partnership in February earlier this year, and the EU will continue to include young people in our decision making processes. Toward that end, today I'm especially excited to launch the Youth Sounding Board in Tanzania. This will be a space for young people like you here today to play an advisory role in EU policy making. And I really hope you will all consider participating. I have to tell you that around 2 years ago, I launched Global Youth Sounding Board, which consists of 25 young people around the world. I received over 4,000 applications, so I can tell you it was a bit hard work to choose and decide which one of them could be part of my sounding board. But this sounding board has really advised me in many ways, and one concrete example is precisely this Youth Action Plan. So it's co-created, planned and designed together with this Youth Action Plan. And I want to thank you, Mr. Ambassador, that you decided to launch also and create a national youth sounding board here in Tanzania for your delegation, and I really encourage Tanzanian youth to participate actively in that sounding board. The second element and component was empower. And this is very much about fighting inequalities and also providing young people with the skills and tools they need to thrive. For example, Tanzania has made significant progress on improving access to education for everyone, yet girls still lag behind boys when it comes to secondary education. And this is something we discussed earlier today with our fellow startups and innovators, that how to encourage more Tanzanian youth to participate in secondary education. And we are here also to work with you on that challenge. The EU has already invested in girls' education in Tanzania, and we will continue to do so, because investing in girls is investing in future. So to truly empower youth, we will also launch the new Youth Empowerment Fund, which is a 10 million euros pilot program to support youth initiatives accelerating progress towards the SDGs. Through this fund, we will support young people's access to direct EU funding, removing administrative barriers and facilitating young people's ability to fund their own actions that promote sustainability. I took a decision when I started as a commissioner that each mission, every mission I make, I try to meet, and I meet young people. And I have kept that promise. Very often I hear, especially from the young people, that they are complaining how difficult it is to access to our financial support and financial assistance. So I really hope that through this fund, also in Tanzania, but I would say more broadly in Africa, young people are brave enough now to contact us and also, explain and present their own ideas, so that they can then easily get also financing for their great innovations and ideas. And I have to say that after meeting these around 10 great, impressive innovators today, I am somehow relieved that our future is saved. Because if you have so talented young people here in Tanzania, I mean, your future is much brighter than the past. Finally, connect. The third pillar of the Youth Action Plan will increase opportunities for young people to network and also exchange globally. Some of you might know Erasmus+, the International Education Exchange Program. And I'm a former finance minister. I'm also always keen on figures, and I went through some figures while preparing myself for this mission, and I was quite struck by the fact that today only 6 to 7 Tanzanian students make use of this opportunity per year. So only 6 to 7 Tanzanian students are really coming to Europe as exchange students under the Erasmus Plus program. So we are definitely keen to increase that number and also ensure that more Tanzanians are benefiting from fully funded fellowships to study in the European Union. So with the Youth Action Plan, we will also launch the Africa-Europe Youth Academy, funded with 50 million euros, and it will offer formal and informal opportunities for young people to connect, exchange, and improve their leadership skills. So, dear friends, it is in this context that today we are also officially launching the VC Africa campaign in Tanzania, and Ambassador will tell a bit later more about this campaign. So the campaign will showcase the concrete and positive impact of the Africa-EU partnership on the life of Tanzanians. Let me conclude by saying youth are not only the future, but youth are also the present. The ones on the front lines of global challenges. And that's why we need young people's voice and vision today to shape a better tomorrow. Thank you very much.